You know what fucking trips me out about Benny is like I was watching all these parts and all this stuff, and like a lot of it you're still in high school for. Like, you're doing a lot of shit at a young age, you know, like sponsor. I mean, it's just insane to think it's only been 11 years because in my head it's almost like 20 years. But
was that? Sorry to interrupt. Is that the same time you filmed the 1817 movie, like 2014?
That was my junior year and senior year of high school, actually. Okay. So like, when I first started filming street, I actually got hit up by Mike Tinez, who ran Bald Eagle, and I was 15 at the time, and I got on 2 trips with them for that, and my footage never got used in the video, which was kind of harsh as a kid. It was pretty soft. Oh, okay. It was pretty soft. There was one clip I was pretty hyped on. It actually ended up being a welcome to the youth shelter supply board shop, like welcome video. But yeah, I was 15 when I first started, and like Jeffy Gabrick was like my older brother. Like he showed me the ropes. Like he made me tag along. We actually went to Madison, Wisconsin, which was 4 hours from where I lived, and I like just got my permit, and he made me drive the whole entire trip. Like he just took advantage of me and like just made me drive like the whole time. And I almost killed us like 3 different times. Like I barely knew how to drive, and like yeah.
Didn't you guys listen to one song the entire drive as well?
It was nothing but 2 Chainz, but we probably played the song "Fork" by 2 Chainz.
Oh god, that's a classic.
Probably 150 times on that trip. And it was so funny. He had girls from Tinder showing up with coffee to the spot, and like I almost died on that trip. And like filming, like trying to get a clip, I almost died. Completely focused my board. I fell like 25 feet to a rail, and like
there's footage of that.
Yeah, it's somewhere in my Instagram, I think, or I don't know. That was something I'll never forget. But yeah, Jeffy, huge shout out to Jeffy Gabrick. He's like an older brother to me.
And then the year after was the 2-year 1817.
So the
first 1817.
Yeah, the year after that, Bald Eagle kind of dwindled out, and Dan Tyler and Derek Combs put together a crew, and we filmed a video called Decoded.
Okay.
For Cryptic Films. And we filmed one video with Cryptic Films, and then the following year we were starting to film another one, and that just kind of transformed into a 2-year 1817 video.
Okay.
Which is certified heat.
One of my favorites of all times, especially Benny's part.
Dude, Lucas Magoon's got a part in there.
Oh, yeah.
Drew Pagansky, Joey Peterson, Ethan Dice. Like
Drew's part, too.
That was such an honor being a part of that crew. Like, I grew up looking up to all the 1817 guys. Joe's got a part in there, too. Like, they were...
in high school filming that still?
Yeah, the second... Like, the year it came out, I think I had just graduated. So his senior year was the last year of it. But yeah, that was a dream come true getting to film with that. I got to go on a trip with Jake O.E. and Joe and Billy Bottoms, and we went up to Thunder Bay. And I was like in high school. I had this giant vape that had a touch screen on it. Oh, yeah. I'll never forget, Joe the whole time was just lighting me up, just roasting me like, wow, dude, you got a vape? Like, just making fun of me the whole time, like an older brother, not like in a bad way at all. But he was just giving me shit as he should, because I had a big vape, like a goofy looking vape.
Like the box mod.
But Jake O.E. was all about it. Yeah. Dude, we like ended up like smoking out the house and set off all the fire alarms in the Airbnb with the vape, and like we actually drove from Minnesota to Thunder Bay, so you got to cross the border in Canada, and I hid the vape under the seat going across the border crossing, and there's like a 9 out of 10 chance your car's gonna get fully like searched. And I remember like the agent like just going under the seat and pulling out my vape and just looking at it like, what the hell is this? And then just like put it back and let us go. But yeah.
For the record, a vape's not illegal.
Yeah, no, they're fully legal. But I was like, in terms of like my parents definitely.
Oh, got it. Okay.
A little bit illegal. Like you gotta hide it a little bit. I'm not proud of the senior year vape. That's what you do when you're 18.
You're supposed to vape. I mean, at least your generation.
I do not condone, though. I definitely regret.
And who did you convince that you had games downloaded on it?
I convinced Brock Crouch and I think Winkleman and Judd that you could play video games on it. and you could like watch like I told him you could watch porn on it, but you couldn't do it at the time because there was no Wi-Fi. And they just fully believed it. Like, it is such a funny vape though. It literally had a touchscreen on it. Like it was.
We're gonna have to find a photo of a similar vape or something just for reference for the video. Incredible. I was with Jake O.E. right after that, and he kept referencing Thunder Bay. Every time somebody would land a trick, he'd just be like, Thunder Bay! Yes. We got a guest question from another Midwest legend, Mr. Tommy Gesme. Here we go.
What up, Benny? Tommy here. I got a quick question for you. What is your favorite clip that you have ever filmed? I hope the bomb hole's going smooth. I'm excited to tune in whenever it airs. Thanks, y'all. Peace.
Damn, that's a good question. There's one that I'll never forget, and that is bringing it back to the Thunder Bay trip with Joe and Jake O.E. So Joe was like one of my biggest influence. He was my idol growing up. Like I watched Child Support over and over and over again. Like the People video, he was a huge influence.
Until you met him, or?
Until I met him, and then
just kidding, Joe. Love you.
Man. He's the man.
Yeah.
But on this trip, I did a back three on that's in my 1817 part, and I learned that trick. I used to wear I took a pair of pants out of my brother's drawer that were skin tight to try to imitate Joe, and I learned back threes on with those pants, and then fast forward probably 6-7 years, Joe is towing me into a rail, and I'm doing a back three on, and that was honestly like my goal in life. It was complete. Like, I don't know, like my idol towed me into this rail, doing a back three on. I just felt so complete after that, and like probably my favorite clip that I filmed, not just because of that. Like I don't know, I stopped doing back threes on after that because I was like, damn, I don't need to do this trick anymore. Like I'm hyped on that. Like it felt good, but yeah, having Joe tow me into that was like pretty special too. I was 18 years old, like kind of getting to know Joe.
Did you say, Joe, you complete me after you landed it? Just kidding. You know what you did? You know what you did that was amazing in that is Joe kind of made a critical error with his iconic back three. It's a little bit of a gray area though, because in Child Support, that back three, that iconic back three, he like slaps it down, but then he lifts it up into a tail press. And it's kind of a gray area where you did a great job where it was clearly a back 350. You didn't leave it up for discussion.
Yeah, you did the back three cheater 5-0.
Camber boards stiff back then. I mean,
not those step shots. So
not those. They're like noodles. Okay, so it was the operator, not the equipment.
Yeah, Child Support though. If you guys haven't seen it, that's an incredible video. Simone Chamberlain.
Yeah,
the sickest.
Do you have a take? So do you have a take on Joe's back three at the end there?
I mean, that was the first one I ever saw. I thought it was really sick. I mean, nowadays you couldn't get away with that small of a down rail. It's like the size of a tour. Jimmy Floyd front crook that thing or something. Like.
Was it would you call it a back three tail press or a back 350?
I was just out as a back 350. His foot was lifted up a little bit, but it was back 350.
Okay. It's just kind of something we debate here. Just, it really gets under John's skin too.
What does he say?
He's kind of neutral on it. He's like, I never claimed it was anything. I just did it. And we just argue about it on here. So it's pretty fun for us, really.
It looked like he was trying to press. Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, that's a heater. It's just it's like basically a long down bar, right?
Yeah, probably a 20 stair. It
was mellow, so it's kind of a balancing act.
Kind of steep. Oh, you're talking the 1817.
Yours, yeah.
Yeah, that was like a 40 stair maybe.
Yeah, his was actually legit.
Different times, but
yeah, different times. Yeah, yes, it was.
At that time too, I had been doing so many back threes where, like, I used to do back three onto everything. Like I caught myself because I was doing them so much, and like I just loved to back three on. I thought it was a really fun trick, really cool. Kind of like Nixon Jib Fest right now. You see him up at Woodward, he's doing back three onto everything. Back four, sometimes he'll topple over, head over heels, and tomahawk a little bit. But yeah, you go through a phase when you're younger, you find a trick that you really like, and you just lock into that trick, and you do it over and over and over again. And then one day you wake up and you're like, wow, I do this trick way too much. Maybe I should learn something new. But yeah, I did way too many of those, and then I did that one, and I was like, I'm done doing this trick now. Like, time to retire it.
I'll just say nobody was sick of you doing it. I remember you were like 12, and I was competing against him in a USASA contest at Highland. Homie comes up, back three out first try out of this like 8-foot shotgun rail. No way did it seem possible to like spin more than a 180 onto this rail, and he's just like a top, you know. And all the rest of us are like, all right, so like who's trying to get second place? It was obvious. There was no one touching him. It was pretty sick.
I've been breaking them out a little bit recently, like kind of reviving it, but
Still in there?
it's still in there a little bit. Takes a little longer than it used to.
What's the ticket?
Take off flat base so you don't go over the rail. And if you want to front three out, you got to use the rail to your advantage and kind of like get to your heels almost and like readjust on there. But yeah,
I think most of us are just looking to just try to survive getting on the thing.
yeah, I guess just
But just in case.
it's like doing a
Yeah, but if you want a front three, you gotta load it. That's good. I will once I master the back three, I'll call you back.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that in mind.
And I'll wonder how to front three off as well.
yeah, I guess it's just like doing a back three off a jump though, and then you land on a rail and balance it out, I guess. But
So you don't want to hinge. You don't want to just like double hand drag hinge off the takeoff.
not really. You don't want to. I mean, if your name is Rene Renecongus, then maybe hand drag.
True.
Yeah.
Intentionally. Yeah. Unintentional hand drag's a different story. Okay. I got a question. I feel like we've all seen you snowboard for a long time. Everybody knows you're fucking incredible. That 1817 part is incredible. And you filmed a bunch of parts since then. But do you feel like you filmed like your opus, your part of parts, so to speak?
I honestly don't. Like, I'm waiting for the right opportunity to come up. Like, I honestly thought after the 1817 video, when Pat Bridges hit me up for the Snowboarder Mag video beta, like, I thought I would just keep going up. But I learned a really hard lesson that year. And, like, I started the year off, like, just, like, pinched a sciatic nerve doing a back one, preseason. Couldn't, like, walk normal for, like, 6 weeks. And then I ended up taking an Uber. Like, I flew to Calgary January 6th to meet up with, like, the Westburys and Reed and try to go film there. I took an Uber from the airport to this down flat down and just, like, fresh off the plane. Like, probably shouldn't have been snowboarding. And I was trying to do, like, front board pretzel switch 50 on a down flat down. I don't know what I was doing. Like, I was just so fired up, like, finally able to snowboard again, and I slipped off the flat and dislocated my elbow. And, took 5 weeks off getting that recovered. Right when I got back from that, Gab Jacques and Mia Lamson flew to Minnesota. And very first spot out there, I hit this picnic table and then tried to Miller flip off this, like, 25-foot deck. And I caught the railing with, like, my upper wrist and tried to grab on. Swung under the deck and landed on a rock and, like, broke my ribs and punctured my lung. So it was, like, back to back. Like, before that, I was feeling bulletproof. Then that year, it, like, really opened my eyes and, like, I don't know, kind of, like, put a damper on things a little bit. Like, when it comes to filming, like, I'm a lot more aware. Like, it was a good learning experience and definitely don't feel as bulletproof as I used to, but I'm learning ways to, like, obviously, like, the older I get to, the more dialed you get. Like, I'm just kind of waiting for the right opportunity to film. Like, I feel like it'd be sick to film a 2-year project.
That's it.
Always.
That's what I want. I was going to tell you should do that. I like that that's where your head's at already. Can we get it? Who do we need to call? Red Bull and Capita and Union and Volcom? How do we get a Benny 2-year? And also, how do you surround yourself with the people? Because I feel like that big part of getting the best out of any snowboarder is the right crew. Like, I feel like if you could get yourself assembled with the right crew, a 2-year project, and just bang us over the head with the Benny part of parts.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, like filming for Glow was really
Yes.
sick. That was like a really fun year, really fun crew. But we only got to go on like 2 street trips for that. And like, it'd be nice to be able to get on like 5 or 6 in one, like just 2-year project, like really stack up, have clips that you can like throw away, not like, I don't know. I feel like I filmed like 12 clips for that year. And like, I was also dealing with stuff when we tried to go like film backcountry stuff. Like I dislocated my elbow again at heavy metal, and yeah, I was just kind of getting smoked in the process of trying to film that. But a 2-year would be really sick. It'd be nice to maybe chill out on like contests a little bit and just focus on like, I want to film something that I'm like proud of, like something I can look back on and be like, I did it. Like I don't feel complete at all. Like
Even after the back 3 on, you
I was
still.
going to say, 1817 video wasn't enough. But whatever.
I mean, what I've always appreciated though about your snowboarding and your approach, you know, because I just been such a fan for so long. Obviously, had you on the team forever, but you just don't stress out. You know, you kind of take your lumps. You know, like you have a shitty year or you have a pretty good year, and you're not just in your head. You're not stressing. You're not like in this like blind chase after something that's, you know, maybe not going to work out at that point in time. So I don't know. It's not really. It's just kind of me just like reflecting on what I see in you, and I know it's going to come together for you, and it's great. And like, I don't know. I just appreciate, you know, watching you snowboard over all these years and like going through like the whole list of every trick you've done, and you like show up to the dog fight and is like that hard way 270 over the gap kink and in through the kink. It's just
Second half of the triple kink.
Yeah, it's just like it's incredible, Benny. So I know it's gonna come, and I'm gonna be there front row and center. I can't wait for it to happen. So.
Honestly, I think the most fun I've ever had filming was with you when they did the igloo up at Brighton. We just spent like 2 weeks. Like we started in Bear, went to like the middle school out there, and then just like went around Brighton. Like there was it was like Volcom and
Fat Tire.
They got a house right at the base of Brighton for like 2 weeks. Well, they had it for a couple months, but we were there for 2 weeks, and we would just like go hike around Brighton and just like hit whatever, just like not really like taking it serious, just like having fun. Like it was like Scott Blum was with us, Steffi was with us.
Yeah.
Seth was guiding us. He's the ultimate
general.
Like the general.
Credal Cosm was the video we made from it.
Yeah.
No, those were golden times. Like, I mean, you were just like like you kind of were like, yeah, I'll come for a few days, and next thing you know, you're like there a month. It was great.
Yeah, I honestly got to a point after like the second week, maybe the third week, where I felt like I was like partied out and I needed to get out because like it can get a little hairy out there with like, especially with Scott Blum. Like he's a menace. But I like, yeah, it was like sleeping in the living room. There was one like a couple days where I had a room with a massage chair, which was really dope. But I had to give it up. Like I just felt like I belonged on the couch. Mm-hmm. And Mike Rav, obvioly, he's legend. Absolute unit on and off the hill. Like after you get a couple beers in him, and he's a madman.
I remember there was some bomb hole cup. There was a paint debacle or something. I remember you guys showed up from the igloo, and there was, I don't know if it's the same year. I don't know if we want to talk about too soon. Too soon.
No, I mean, dude. I mean, you have a house at a resort with a hot tub. And there's
beers.
a garage full of free beer.
Yep.
And we had free pizza from Wild Mike's. It's like, what do you think's gonna happen? You know, just a bunch of carefree people. You know, we had a good time.
Lenny was wearing a full outerwear kit in the hot tub.
Yeah, we had a little gym park in the backyard. That was so sick. Those were great times.
This is like 4 years ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It was kind of like, when was that? Like 2021 and then 2022, maybe 22. Yeah.
That was before we made it to the igloo in Bear. Lenny was the first person to gap through the tree at the Jeffy Kink in Big Bear.
Oh yeah,
the gap front lip.
Yep.
And one little fun fact about Lenny: if you put money on the line, he will do it right there, no matter how long. Like he's taken like hundreds of dollars from me. And
that was like $500 he won.
Yeah. So like. He was battling it out, and Seth was like, Lenny, if you do it right here, I'll give you like $200.
I had 100. I had a crispy Benny in my wallet. Handed it right to him.
And everybody, like, I was like, I got 50. Someone else was like, I got 50. Everybody just started chipping in. And then he bossed up and did it right there. Yeah. And like, yeah, sometimes I'll think about making an offer to him, and then I'm like, wait, he's just going to take my money. Like, don't.
Yep. I want to revisit this video part thing for a second here. I'm not done talking about it because I have some things I'd like to say. First of all, the 1817 part is an opus-worthy part, right? Like, Absolutely. Just want to clarify that. I don't know if I made that clear. That is the opus-worthy part. I don't want to discredit. But here's what I want to see on the new opus if it was to happen, allegedly. Dude, all the shit that you do on Park Kinks, like all the crazy tech, like you mentioned dying on a front board pretzel to switch 50. I want to see that. I want to see, the cab twos or the kinks. I want to see Benny just go to all the fucking tech rails that you can, the dream kinks all across the world and just unload. I'm done talking, but I'd like to see you do that.
Hopefully we can make it happen. I got some unfinished business around Minnesota too that revisited a few things a couple different times. I can't say what they are, but they've got the best of me. I dislocated my elbow trying one. That wasn't very fun. I've dislocated my elbow like 6 times now.
I was gonna say, I wanted to ask if that was if that got started on that one trip when you messed your elbow up, and if it was just recurring.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it just happens out of the blue now. Like when we drove from Bear to the Igloo, we had like the most insane powder day first day. And I like fell over in the snow and I was picking myself up, elbow dislocated, like did it at Heavy Metal last year.
That one was bad.
Like, yeah, luckily I've learned how to pull it back into place now. And I've been like hitting the gym trying to just build muscle around it and like lock it in. But yeah, it's not that fun, honestly.
We didn't talk about you getting on Red Bull, huge moment in your career. How did that happen?
So Eric Doomer used to put on events with Academy way back in the day. And he did this one at Highland and just like had been watching me ever since, I guess. I was probably like 14 years old or something. But in 2019, he hit me up in the spring and he was like, yo, like, what do you think about riding for Red Bull? And I was like, dude, that'd be like so sick. Like, I'd kind of a dream of mine. And I didn't hear from him for a couple months. And I was like, oh, like, yeah, I guess that it's not going to happen. And then he hit me up in the fall and he's like, yo, it's actually like working, the ball's rolling. Like, are you down? And I was like, dude, I'm like so down. And yeah, it just kind of went from there. Like we kind of went straight into it. Like the first year, filmed a Red Bull project and like, it's been really fun working with Red Bull. Really fun filming projects and getting to getting to film a project with Levi LaValle was pretty insane.
It was a pro snowmobiler for the listeners.
Yeah, he's done a double backflip on a snowmobile.
Woo!
It's a 500-pound machine, 400-pound machine under your hands like that. Yeah.
So he was towing you in. Is the first one the hay bale one?
Yeah, the hay bale. And
how was the speed for that?
Dude, it was honestly not that bad, surprisingly. The roost kind of sucked a little bit, but yeah, it really wasn't that bad. I was super intimidated going into it, like just like hitting a bunch of hay bales in the field and like just got on Red Bull. Like I have all the pressure to like do the hardest stuff I can. And like it was kind of a low snow year, so they were trucking in snow for that a little bit. And yeah, it ended up being pretty smooth actually. I got to ride Levi's sled one time too. That thing is so light, so fast.
But now that you're on a do, it's obviously much better. But going back to the situation, I always think about these like big productions. You're on Red Bull, you got all this pressure. They're like, Benny, we're doing a project. They bring in a whole crew of people. I'm sure there's filmers and producers and upper management there. And then like whatever the conditions you have in that window to film are what you have. And then you have to just be like, all right, I'm doing a double backflip over these hay bales, getting towed in by a snowmobile. Is that hard?
It definitely can be. Like when we filmed the Enchanted Forest, the one where I'm riding through the woods in the summer, when we filmed the intro, it was middle of February. It was the coldest week of the year. It was negative 25 degrees out. And I had to be wearing the same stuff I'd be wearing in the summertime. So I couldn't wear a jacket. I was out there wearing a long sleeve, no face mask, literally freezing my ass off. Like I felt like Jack Frost out there. Like I'd take a lap on the rope, go into the warming or like the little rope tow hut, and they'd have like a like big like blanket, thermal blanket to put around me. I'd warm up a little bit, go back out
like
there.
A quarterback.
Literally.
And then when we filmed the summertime part of it, like the main part of it, it was the warmest week of the summer. It was mid-June. It was like 95 degrees every single day. So it was like 120 degree difference, 130 degree difference from when we filmed the intro to the main project. Like honestly, the summertime wasn't that bad, but I like snow pants in the summer. That's really hot. But yeah, it was really fun doing that and getting to see like the full production side of it and meeting all the Red Bull Media House people. And I'd love to do more.
That was such a cool edit.
Yeah, there's a Cake Pound Crew Patreon question. Why don't you serve that one up, Silk?
Yeah, shout out Cake Pound Crew, always asking good questions. Yo, Benny, that wood setup you had was insane. How many people did it take to build all that, and how long? Also, did you design it all yourself, or did you have help? Thanks.
So yeah, we worked with Booty, who 1817 legend, big troll hogging guy now. He's like a lumberjack. He's the perfect guy to have. Like he's Eagle Scout. He's just like very talented with woodworking, and like we like did some walkthroughs on the course, kind of got some ideas laid out, and then he went through and built it all. And like he knows how to build a feature better than anyone. Like he's the Charles Beckinsdale of rails, pretty much.
Yeah, that's actually great. Yeah.
And he's an Eagle Scout.
And he's an Eagle Scout. But yeah, he built all the rails, and then we called them the Buggy Boys. It was a bunch of just like troll homies. Ethan Dice was actually out there, like just hauling loads of snow with a little wheelbarrow. Like it was a 5-day project. It took a little bit for like the main part of it, but yeah, we probably had 10 people on production side, and then we had this homie Hayden Meyer who was out there just ripping his little pit bike around, bringing waters, and we had a big crew out there.